I'm really good. So when I'm touring, I'm always good. It's a great feeling. Actually, this tour is a very long tour, 4 weeks, traveling the U.S. by bus. It's fun, and so this is the newest thing in my musical life. And I think when I'm coming back home, I just in December I just want to relax a little bit because this year was really stressy. A lot of busy, a lot of gigs, a lot of work in the studio, and but I think about collecting some new ideas for the next album in December. So this is the newest thing in my musical mind. It actually started on the West Coast. We started in San Francisco, traveled down in California, then over Texas. We've been in San Antonio, Tucson, Dallas. Now we headed to New York. Actually, we are here in New York right now, and it's going. We go tomorrow in Washington, Atlantic City, Miami, Tampa. So it's a lot of gigs in front of us as well. It's a funny thing, because since 15, 20 years I always get the question, how is electronic music developing? It seems like everybody is always afraid, is it going down, is it whatever, I think everybody noticed that right now we are in a good way, but I told that even 10 or 5 years ago when everybody was like, do you think electronic music will stay there, and I always said electronic music is developing for itself. So it will be always there. Sometimes it's less in the overground, sometimes it's more in the radios, in the clubs, wherever. It's always find its own ways to survive or to be there. And I think the only important thing is that electronic music is there, like pop music, rock music, heavy metal, or classic music. It's still electronic music. Nobody cares how you call it, if it's techno, house, trance, whatever. I think it's very important that electronic music is still there and will be survive as long as we want it. It changed. The electronic music here in the US changed a lot because I'm noticing it because I'm traveling here, doing tours like this in the bus since 10 or 12 years. And so I always had a view on what's going on, and I started in the smaller clubs, and now I'm noticing that it's getting bigger and bigger. And actually I play some of my biggest festivals here in the US. So we have festivals with 120,000 people. This is amazing. And I do have the feeling that electronic music and the big raves are bigger here right now in America than in Europe. We had it in Europe that it was a little bit going down. Past years there was a little bit an oversell of the music, and but it's still big, In East Europe it's very big, and so in the south of Europe or wherever, I have the feeling a part of Germany where I'm coming from, electronic music is still there. In Germany it's really hard. It's just, we just get on the radios, but it's still hard to have trance music, whatever. When it comes more to the independent electronic music, it's hard to get it out to the people in Germany. But worldwide, I think we are in a really good way. Electronic music is there. I think it's not that magic, I'm also not that guy who, I'm not going into the studio with specific ideas. I'm not sitting anywhere and I have an idea, I have to do it in the studio. I'm just went into the studio and start to playing around some melodies and chords, whatever, or I start to program a beat, whatever, and then the ideas flows out of it or not. If I don't have any ideas, I stop it immediately. It's very important for me not to try to do a hit in one day, whatever. When I notice there's nothing on these days, I stop it. It doesn't make any sense. So the most important thing for me is when I'm producing, I'm always doing all things in one. I'm playing in the music. I program the beats. I'm do the the full arrangement, whatever. And while I'm doing this, I'm also mastering at the same time. I also need to know how it will sound in the end, you know. So sometimes when you come in my studio and I play a song and I say it's not even finished for 30%, but the sound is really there. I'm not doing arrangement, I program it, and then in the end I send it to the mastering, whatever. I don't do that. I do everything in one. Production, the mixing thing, the writing thing, all in one. And maybe this is my most favorite point of doing productions. It always have to sound immediately like the result have to be. I don't know, it's just, I think it's the music. My music taste is there for this kind of music. So when as I started to make music, I always loved electronic music. I always loved pads, nice melodies, whatever. And it's always inspiring when you listen to other great music. You're like, I want to go into the studio and I want to do my own music. And this kind of inspiration is always there. And even when I'm on stage, I think being on stage, playing for a crowd is always inspiring, because I'm always there. I wanted to make some new tracks, you know, because it's great to play tracks from your past album, whatever, but you always want to create new songs and have the new challenge, do a new song, and figure out if the people like it or not. So there are a lot of inspiring things in life. Even traveling, when you're traveling a lot all over the globe, it's kind of, you meet different cultures. You always get inspired to do some new music. And sometimes I get inspirations by just visiting friends in other studios. It's always very inspiring when in the studios you see the people working there and you're like, I want to do some music now as well. So there's a lot of inspiring things. So, but first of all, I think I have the music in my blood and I like to create music. Tonight I have in the booth 4 CDJ 2000 and the 2000 mixer. So I think I don't play all the time with the 4 mixers, you know. I've one for just for safety, but I had never any problems with them. But so there's another mixer I need for playing some samples, whatever, and 2 main mixers. So I like the mixer because you have a lot of opportunities. The new filters and all this thing, and like the layout, and so it's much fun. And I'm really happy that we finally have the equipment I always wished. You know, this is right now. I would say, if anybody would ask me, do you wish some more, you know, for a DJ set, some more you need? I say no. I think my DJ life on stage is fully satisfied. Yeah, of course, I work with rekordbox, and this is very, very useful, especially for the DJs are always on the road. You know, when you're sitting in the bus, in the plane, wherever, you can looking through your tracks. You can preparing. You know, even the great thing is, you know, not the events are always different. You know, and when you play like a big rave and you notice I want to choose some tracks I need this night, you know, you just put them in a new playlist and you can like prepare, you know. It's not preparing a lineup for the night, but it's preparing the tracks. This is very important for me. It's like in earlier times, take out the records you just put, you know, for your set. And this is very important, that you know, okay, I have my playlist, and every track I prepared in this playlist is good for this night, you know, and I don't have to search for other things. And it's great. You can prepare in a hotel room and just put in your stick, and everything is prepared. That's great. A rekordbox is really useful for that. It's, first of all, it's hard to in the bus, you know, to get into it, but because you don't have in a studio, you have a room where you really can specific say what's going on there, you know. What I figure out now, it's I think the English word is like, they are very linear, you know, that's very important for me. I don't like any monitor system where you can say, oh, they are really full in the bass or in the middle or in the highs, whatever. I have to say, I want to have the normal sound, you know. They don't have to sound like hi-fi systems, like sound good, whatever, or have a good bass, whatever. No, they are sounding really linear, so that I can decide how the music is. And what I listen to in the bus is that they are really, really good in every bandwidth, you know. So not too much bass, not too much mids, not too much highs. So everything was really clear, and I like that. So I'm looking forward to listen to them in my studio, because I know my room. So I'm pretty interested when I take this SDJ08 into my studio, you know, to listen to the sound, because then I can decide, you know, how they sound in the studio with a room. But I'm pretty sure I will like them. What I listen to in the bus, I really love it. Yes, of course. I think first of all, do the music for your passion. This is very important. And then I have to say, what I see right now is that a lot of people have the opportunity, because of the technique. It's very easy to reach the technique to music, to make your own music. But what I've recognized is that a lot of people just try to copy other things that are right now very, you know, successful. And I think the best way is to get noticed by other people, or get noticed by this electronic music world, is to try to do your own stuff. Try to find your own sound. Of course, it's more hard to go into the studio and try to figure out new sounds, what you never heard before. It's more easy to go there and copy the other things, you know, sound like this, sound like that, whatever. It's more easy, but I think if you want to stay at the market, or want to recognized by record companies in a real way, you have to do your own thing. You have to create your own sign, your own sound, and this is very important. And it's not the easy way, but it's the, I think, most effective way to create your own music. And on the other side, I think it's very important to do the music not for, you know, there are a lot of people, I do music, I want to have success now, you know, that's the wrong way. Just do the music for a passion, because you like it. Do the music you like, and even if you're not getting successful with it, it's okay, because you do the music for yourself or for your friends, and maybe one day it's getting bigger, wherever. You have a lot of platforms to get your music out to the world, you know, put it on YouTube, your website, wherever, you know, you can spread it out, and be patient, and maybe one day somebody listen to this kind of music, or to your music, and then it can go on. But don't do it for getting famous, whatever. It's not working. You know, we are here in the US, and I can tell you what these noises are, but they are in the hotel rooms. There are the air conditionings. You know, in Europe we are not used to these air conditionings who blow the air direct into your face. You know, but it seems like the Americans like this. You know, and the effect of these noises are always this. When I'm sleeping, I hate this air conditioning noises. You know, that's the reason why I'm always turning off, even if it's 100 degrees, you know, I don't care. I hate this air conditioning noises. And
so what is the noise again?
It's really hard. It's really hard. It's like, you know, it's really loud. I hate air conditionings.